Hey guys, Shadow here, and welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. So we're about to enter the Seed House and talk to Mrs. White. Miss White. But we're going to go around this way because she entered from back here. And I want to see if there's anything else along the way to here. There's obviously a reason for that. What was that? Strange. There's obviously a reason that I can still look at the map.
Open.
What the? Open! That was strange.
Good day to you, miss. You have some very beautiful plants here.
Are you hitting on her,
thank
Watson?
you, sir. And good day to you, too. But...
Oh, I do beg your pardon. My name is Dr. John Watson. This is my good friend, Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
I am honored to make your acquaintance, gentlemen. My name is Margaret White. Excuse me, but are you Sherlock Holmes, the great detective?
Yes, I am he.
What a pleasure to see you here at Kew Gardens. Are you working on a case?
Two, actually. Expensive perfume. The hell? Poor family. Pink marks, past malnutrition, poor family. Oh, past mark. Wait, expensive perfume though? What the hell am I missing here? What does it say? Unmarried.
Yes, a theft of plants that took place here a few days ago after their most recent exhibition.
Oh yes, of course. I quite forgot about that.
Oh, it's quite understandable that you might forget about the theft of the plants, miss, after the tragedy that took place here.
Yes. The director was a truly good man. It is such a terrible misfortune.
Would you happen to know why part of the colonial collection was cleared?
No, I have never been there.
Do you work here?
Part-time only. I am a biology student at the London University. I attend the same classes as the son of Mr. Montague Dunne. That is how I found my chance to work here for part of my thesis, you see. It is a great honor.
How well did you know Mr. Montague Dunne?
He was a master, a great leader. I saw him almost as a spiritual father.
He had an exceptional nature?
Oh yes, indeed. He was always so active and so optimistic and very nice to me. Although he could behave harshly towards his son.
Why so?
He loved his son dearly and wanted the very best for him. It made him extremely demanding. Albert, who is naturally shy, suffered because of it.
Makes sense.
Most of the doors in Kew Gardens are locked. Do you have a key to this room?
Oh, yes. Albert gave me a set of duplicate keys. He agreed I might carry out my studies without disturbing him. It is only temporary.
Thank you, miss. None of the 3 people who work at Kew Gardens know why half of the colonial collection was cleared. So, someone is lying. It is obvious.
I know who. It is... Whoa. Hi there. Tis the so-called deputy director because he hesitated when he was answering. At least I think he did. I remember he did. Maybe that's just the way I remember it. Okay, I've checked everywhere around here. The only thing I can do is open the window. Can I open this window? I can open... Oh! Oh! I missed this.
These leather gloves are new and of good quality. They do not appear to have been used.
Okay, then.
A book about ships. Nothing at all to do with plants.
Yeah, why is that there?
Materials for college study. They belong to Albert. This place serves as Albert's office. This is one of the outlets of the ventilation system.
Damn it! I meant to open the thing, not the... Q guard and staff building, find out who killed, find the plant. Okay, I'm done in here. Nursery.
Locked. Nursery.
Why is the door locked? Is this one gonna be locked too? It's not. This doesn't appear to be. This just seems like a pathway, not a part of the... Ah, looky here. That's the Colonial Collection Room. Guessing this side of the nursery is going to be locked too.
Locked.
I wonder why. Maybe that's where somebody's hiding something.
Locked.
Eh. It's gonna be locked too.
Locked.
Yep. So there's an interest to it, but not yet because it has a question mark. So I don't know why I need to go there.
Mr. Hamish, can you tell us who holds the keys to the locked greenhouses?
That would be Albert, Mr. Dunne's son. Yes, Albert keeps all the keys, and one can only imagine why.
What do you mean?
Well, he was never interested in Kew Gardens before. And now all of a sudden he is trying to act as if he owns the place. I think he wants to take over the management here. He'd do better to leave that to me. He has no experience. No, none at all.
What is your opinion of Albert as a student of botany?
Useless. I often tell him so, and I can only give him cleaning tasks. Botany is not his life's work, and his father well knew it. He was furious about it.
He was?
Oh yes. He forced his son to work here, and he never missed an opportunity to criticize him publicly.
Are you able to elaborate on that?
Well, for example, with our last exhibition here, Mr. Dunne had Albert make a presentation speech. But then, while the lad was speaking, Mr. Dunne interrupted him, asking him difficult questions, making him look like a failure. It was with the intention of making a fool of him, Mr. Holmes.
That must have been terribly humiliating.
Yes, he was crushed, and he had to leave. Everybody was making fun of poor Albert. That is, except for Miss Margaret White, who was such a nice lady and who always takes pity on Albert.
You mentioned a Miss White. Would you tell us more about her?
She is a student who works here part-time. She is quite charming indeed. She possesses a great talent for botany. You should take a look at some of her experiments that she carried out in the laboratory. Ah, if only she were not so naive.
Why naive?
The way she used to flutter around Mr. Montague Dunne. And he... why, he couldn't help but be flattered by all her attention. How could an intelligent woman such as Miss White not see through his game? I can only scratch my head and wonder.
Thank you, Mr. Hamish. We shall continue our investigation.
So, you're saying she should have been intrigued by you? And not Mr. Dunne?
Do you hold the keys to all of these locked doors?
Yes, you can have them. But I cannot give you the keys to the cloakroom. The employees' effects are private. I am sure you understand.
Thank you, young man. We shall see you again soon.
So... the cloakroom I can't get into. There we go. This is the... Ooh. It's a safe. Oh, God. What the... Okay, I see how this works. This is interesting. I do it again. Okay. Gotta go back to 0. I'm gonna try 4 then. Damn it! So 2, 2, 3, 3. I'm guessing maybe 4 then? And then 4. It was 5. Okay then. 5 or more. Ah, this is ridiculous. Yeah, it must be 5. That'll be 5. It's 1, 3, 5, I guess. There we go. The hell? Let's see. Letter. My dear friend, please allow me to express my disappointment upon reading your last letter. I am paying you to defend me, not accuse me. Kew Gardens is a royal institution. We are granted the great opportunity to travel the world and to save the most extraordinary, precious, and rare species of plant. Our duty is to protect such species from those who might wish to use them for a dubious purpose. This divine syndicate of whom you speak have no right to hold such precious plants. Remember the case of June 14th, 1889. So I must respectfully ask you once again to notarize the permissions on these plants on behalf of Kew Gardens. The documents were sent to you on Monday. P.S. See you in the Boodles on Tuesday, as always. Montague Dunne. So, he is not just... Find a use for that, okay. Search the archive, search the archive. So he's not just... Miss Margaret White is a beautiful young lady who appears moderately wealthy. Nevertheless, her hands can be seen to be marked down by tiny dots, brown dots. These were caused by pellagra, a condition that emerges after a prolonged period of malnutrition. They reveal that her childhood was a poor and unhappy one. However, the signs of wealth that we see now clearly indicate a significant change in her life. Okay, then. Mr. Dunne, we might ask you for the last time for the return of our dear sisters. What? You do not have any right to hold them imprisoned. They do not belong to you. Your so-called permissions are wholly false. You are hiding behind lies. The lie we need to elaborate that was reported in the press as the case of June 14th, 1889. What you have done is quite abhorrent. Be very sure that we shall never abandon our family members who entrusted you and regret having done so. The Divine Syndicate. What? A member of the Divine Syndicate pressed a complaint against Kew Gardens and mentioned an old case that had been published in the newspaper as the case of June 14th, 1889. Okay, then.
I suggest that we don't tell Miss Margaret White about this document.
Okay. Oh. Debt of Miss Margaret White to Mr. Montague Dunne. Rental of a suite of rooms at Oxford Street. An educational scholarship at London University. Credits opened at Hamilton. Radigan House. Traders and at Braids and Sons Luxury Jewelers. So she's indebted to him for all of this stuff? That would make sense. Photograph, huh?
A photograph of Montague Dunne and Reynold Hamish.
Seem to be friends there.
Newspapers discussing Kew Gardens.
The Times. New plant species. The Kew Gardens team are pleased to announce the successful production of a new variety of barley, one that retains a complete resistance to the cold. They have named it the Siberian barley. Mr. Martin Hamish, the proud cultivator of the Graph, will hold a press conference next Monday morning upon this very subject. Martin Hamish. So then who's... Okay, so that was a personal loan. Where's that picture at? I don't get to keep the picture? That's dumb. Ah. My dearest Margaret, following our last conversation, I believe it might be better if you vacate your position here at Kew Gardens. As you pointed out quite bluntly, you are no longer in need of my support. You are quite able to stand up for yourself in this world, as you say. Well, I give you back your freedom and wish you nothing but good luck. Huh. So he... What the hell's this?
French wine. A remarkable vintage.
Is it in a decanter?
Champagne. Montague Dunne had good taste.
So 3 bottles of champagne? Is that everything in here? Is that seriously everything? Guessing that's everything. So, it would seem that Margaret was gonna leave here.
Locked.
And that... What the hell? Why can I... Oh.
There was a bottle here. It left behind a trace of the substance that pervaded the laboratory. Several drops of the substance were spilled. Someone carried this bottle around. Several drops of...
Okay, so I'm guessing it goes off that direction.
Good heavens. What's it doing here?
The gold is almost immune to chemical attacks, so it may be a valuable auxiliary for various experiments.
But why would anyone perform such experiments in a botanical garden?
The bottle is no longer here, but it is possible to detect a faint scent. We need a good nose.
Oh no. Not Toby again.
A botany book. This student's book belongs to Albert.
Repeat year.
Chemicals. A sufficient quantity for some serious experiments.
No kidding.
A phonograph used for voice recording. Remarkable.
Yes, this is quite a modern laboratory. I don't hear anything.
And it seems clear from these multiple experiments that plants to respond to their environment and have a form of consciousness. Margaret White, February 1895. Report number 245.
Study report.
Okay then.
Martin Hamish's perception of plants. The notion of communication in the plant world has long been considered marginal, yet I remain convinced that some plants do indeed transmit chemical signals in the event of attack.
A study report by Martin Hamish.
So he's the one that knows about the chemical attack.
This is a table for experiments. It resembles my own.
Only this one is kept in good order, Holmes.
Protective gear is
It
missing.
appears as though the protective equipment is missing from here.
I bet it's going to implement somebody other than...
Gloves, waterproof aprons, everything one might need for self-protection.
Do they grow dangerous plants here?
Such masks are generally worn when dealing with toxic chemicals.
the mask that was...
Locked.
Holmes, Albert Dunne didn't give us the key to this door.
It does not matter. We will open it.
Oh, what the... What? What the hell is that? Oh. Well, that's interesting. Wait a minute, that's not gonna work. There. Oops. Doing something wrong here? Okay. There it goes.
Open.
Okay, apparently, Sherlock has the power of the Force. Martin Hamish.
Martin Hamish's locker. A review on rare and exotic plants. Martin Hamish has written several pieces.
Mr. General Secretary, recent events unfolding at Kew Gardens oblige me to renew my application for the management position. As I have stated already in my previous letters, I believe that no one is better suited for the post. While Mr. Montague Dunne was alive, I understood your reservation to my suggestion. Your reasons were political, and so I was happy to comply. But now the Kew Gardens lie in disorder. How can I stand by and allow it? How can I leave them in the hands of inexperienced people with no motivation? I must urge you to cast your decision as a matter of urgency so that I may devote myself entirely to the noble task ahead and free my mind from this uncertainty. Okay.
Martin Hamish studied chemistry. Interesting.
Who the hell is that?
Father and I. Kew Gardens.
Interesting.
Miss White's locker. These jewels must be worth a small fortune.
Like the ones that the loan was given to her for? Dear Margaret, I know how your financial troubles are overwhelming you at the present time. Please let me reassure you that I could not permit you to remain in such a dilemma. I was born of a wealthy family. I would consider it an honor if you might accept my help. Your devoted servant, Albert. Devoted servant? Albert.
A vanity purse. It is of high quality.
Margaret, we were surprised to receive your letter. How could you think to ask us for money after all of these years that have passed since you left and without any thought of it? Us. You have never shared with us any detail of your success at the university, but you choose to do so now. We suppose you must be ashamed of us, for we are not from the same high class as your new friends. Yes, we are modest people, but you should learn to put your family first, as we at home have always done, and none of us ever compromise their reputation, as it appears you have already with your employer, Mr. Dunne. No, Margaret, it is you who makes us feel ashamed, your parents. Wow.
Apparently, Miss White is a capable student.
Okay. So, what's this?
A draft of the letter that Miss White sent to her parents.
Dear Mother and Father, I am writing this letter with reluctance to ask for your help. My studies and my housing costs have proven to be more expensive than I had anticipated. I fear, therefore, that I may not be able to manage in the long term. I know that we have had our disagreements in the past, but would you be so heartless as to allow your daughter to fail her studies due to lack of money? Margaret.
Albert's locker. Specialist articles on shipyards and ship construction. Albert Dunne has a great passion for shipbuilding and the sea. A rejection letter from the British Royal Naval College.
Royal Navy School of NCOs, Recruitment Center, London. Sir, it is my regret to inform you that despite your excellent results within our entry examinations, we are unable to invite you to the Royal Navy School. Your father, Mr. Montague Dunne, has expressed his intention to entrust to you the directorship of the Royal Botanic Gardens in Kew, and it is clear that he would not release you for an entire year of naval training. Please accept all our best wishes for your future at Kew Gardens. Yours very faithfully, J.M. Lemarchand, Director of the Royal Navy Training. Director of the Royal Navy Training Center. That might be a reason to be upset.
A picture of Miss White and Albert in front of the University of London.
And they seem to get along.
It seemed like Montague was the one that's sponsoring her. But now it's starting to seem like Albert's part of it. Let's enter the nursery and see what we find in here.
Locked.
Apparently nothing. Oh,
These young plants must be delicate if they are kept in the nursery.
makes sense. Wait, Jesus.
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
Interesting. Damn it! Look at the... the posters! The damn posters! I keep... Ah! How the hell am I supposed to... Work this? Window? Posters! What the...
This poster is for an exhibition that Martin Hamish was directing. But it had nothing to do with Kew Gardens.
Really?
This certificate belongs to Martin Hamish. He won a horticultural competition.
I'm guessing this is his desk then. And with a window...
We can see the interior of the Colonial Collection Room from this window.
He's definitely lying about that. About not knowing why it was cleared out. But I'm out of time for this video, so we'll have to investigate this more in the next video. Looks like there's also some ventilation control there, too. How intriguing. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So until then, see you later.